God bless everybody. As you can see, I am in my community gym, about to get some workout in. Yes, I'm rocking my cousin's fresh shirt. It's one of my favorites. So shout out to Moses. Love you, man. All right, so the encouraging word today is balance. And I say this because in my lifetime, I've experienced two types of churches. I've experienced the Prosperity Church and the Hellfire and Brimstone Church. So when I started my walk with Jesus, I was in a prosperity type of a church, whereas going on Sunday, they teach you some of the verses of the Bible, but they never spoke about sin. I never had that one-on-one with a pastor that would correct me when I'm wrong, that would see me out in the street, that would say, "Hey, what are you doing?" This was back in Brooklyn, New York now. So for many years, I was kind of riding on my own. Yes, I would go to church on Sunday, but my routine was Monday through Saturday, I do whatever I wanted, included the drinking, the partying, the sex, whatever I felt like doing. And then Sunday, I was the holy one. So in all aspects of life, I was what you would call a Sunday Christian. Monday through Saturday, party, do whatever. Sunday, just I'll be in the church and be into the Bible, but not really taking it seriously, right? So that went on for many years, and obviously it didn't work out and in my favor too much, because there's some things that happened to me during those times that made things a little complicated, because I wasn't learning my lesson, so I was always kind of doing stupid things. So yeah, I needed at that time the Hellfire and Brimstone type of church. But my wife, on the other hand, she grew up in the church, so she did not need the Hellfire and Brimstone type of church, because her family is most of them are ministers, so she was around it all the time. So she knew right from wrong. And she didn't need the type of a pastor that had to beat on her to tell her that she was wrong. She needed more so of the prosperity side of the two churches. So when we got married, there was a little bit of trouble, because I was not in the right state of mind. Like I said, I was kind of riding on my own, trying to figure things out, until I actually winded up in Louisiana, because I was in the military and I moved around a couple of times. So when I got to the church in Louisiana, I've actually came across a pastor that was Hellfire and Brimstone. So the things that I was doing in New York wasn't working out the same way. This pastor, he would blast me out on the things I was doing. And of course, there was a little bit of friction, because then I would get upset, and I would still go to the church, but it was out of spite for him, The first year that I was going there, me and the pastor weren't getting along, because I felt, like I said yesterday, he's picking on me. He's one of those things. So always got to call me out on my stuff. And then eventually it actually worked out for me better, because I wound up, he was one of the ones that I said yesterday that I would go up and say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong." He was one of them. So I lost that battle. Actually, I didn't lose the battle to him. I lost the battle with God, because God was trying to get a hold of me, And the only way to get a hold of me is you got to be straightforward with me. You got to, even if it's going to hurt my feelings, you just got to tell me how it is. Me personally, I needed that type of preaching. I needed that hellfire and brimstone type of preaching. The preaching per se, like Joel Osteen, that would not work for me, because, and I used to follow Joel Osteen a lot. I used to read his books and everything. And that same pastor that changed me in Louisiana, he just told me, it's like, just pay attention to a couple of sermons. Let me know if he talks about sin. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do that. So then, yeah, I watched the whole month, and he didn't talk about sin at all. And I tried to, to listen to him more, no sin. So then at that point, it's like, okay, I'm done. So I threw away all the Joel Osteen books and everything else that I was affiliated with him, because he was actually doing me harm. Because that type of preaching was, like I said, like Monday through Saturday, I would go party, do the sex, and then Sunday I'd be the holy one. So that his type of preaching, and I didn't go to his church in Brooklyn, but that type of preaching was getting me into deeper trouble, because no one was correcting me until I came across that church in Louisiana. So on the flip side of it, though, my wife, she doesn't need the hellfire and brimstone type of preaching, because she's already been raised up in the church. So you don't have to be as harsh to her as you would have to be with me. So the hellfire and brimstone church kind of did some damage to her. So we need, as a body, right, to kind of put both of them together. I'm not going to go up to a homeless person or somebody that's struggling mentally and just hammer down on them about the wrongs of their life, because they're already beat down. They're already torn apart. I'm going to go over there to help them, uplift them, and do things encouragingly, tell them that Jesus loves them. But on the flip side of that, we have a lot of people that just blatantly disrespect the Bible. They say things about God. Those people, I'm not going to be nice to. I'm going to let them have it, biblically, but not worldly, biblically. I'm not going to be as nice as I would somebody that's struggling. Because those type of people, they're called false teachers, false prophets. They know what they're doing. They're intentionally hurting the body. So I'm not going to be as nice to them. I'm going to love them and pray for them, but I'm going to tell them what it is. I'm going to give them the business. So today, I'm going to read one verse. And it's going to be, hold on one second. Open it up for you. It's going to be in Mark. And it's going to be chapter 16, verse 15. And it says, "And he said unto thee, Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." So that verse right there, it doesn't say go into the world and preach half the gospel, or go into the world and only preach the good stuff. It says go into the world and preach the gospel. That means everything, the good, the bad. God is love. God is also angry. we gotta tell the entire Bible, not just pick certain pieces out of it, because we're just gonna be damaging the people even more. Tell them the truth. This is what we want. We want the truth. We want the whole Bible. We don't want half a Bible. We don't want just the hellfire and brimstone. We don't want just the prosperity. Give us everything. Give us all of it, the good and the bad. So balance, people, balance. We got to learn to do balance with the Bible. Tell the people the good and the bad. Because of the prosperity preaching that most of these churches have been doing, like the Joel Osteens, we're in this mess. Look at the world. We're in this mess because of preaching like that. And if we go into the hellfire and brimstone churches, not many people go there because, like I said yesterday, people are in this and they're enjoying it, and then when you call them out on it, they get offended, they get mad, they wind up leaving. So those type of churches are always getting ridiculed. And yes, you don't have to do it every Sunday, the hellfire, brimstone cheating, because people are already broken down as well. But we have to give them the entire Bible. Love, peace, also the consequences of sin. I love you guys. God bless you. And I'll see you on the next one.